wait for the tech person to get in place. Okay, we can get started. Good morning. My name is Gloria Dean, and I have a confession to make. And I'm looking around. I don't see a Catholic priest, so you're it. So my confession is I am an Olympic junkie. Anybody else? Nobody else? Yay! Anyhow, okay, we'll just take it, we'll just kind of get over ourselves. Kudos to all those wonderful Canadian athletes, put their heart and soul into everything they do. I'm just going to wait till everyone gets settled. And I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, place your hands over your heart, and silently set an intention for the service. Thank you. And now I invite you to turn to your neighbor and greet them and share peace by saying, "Peace be with you."
Peace be with you.
Peace be with you and with me.
And now we'll have our first song by our wonderful Optimistics.
Good morning.
work live, I think is what the term is.
It says slow connection, but we'll see. I hope it's working well.
I'm sure it is, Shona.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we will have our opening treatment. God is life, love, peace, joy, abundance, community. God is everything that we can think of and well beyond. It is infinite intelligence. It is source. It is everywhere, all at once. It is all-knowing. I am a part of it. I am one with it, and I have access to it. It is always here for me and through me. I know in this truth that all things are always possible, and I know that this is true for everyone. I know as we escape the noise of the world that is trying to distract us from Source, that there is only one truth for us. This is the truth for all of us. I am so grateful for this truth, and I release this into law and love, and I know it is done, and so it is.
So it is.
And now we will have our second song.
I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. Yeah. I'm on my way from what I want from this world. And years from now, we'll make it to the next world. And everything that you receive of your love is what you gave to me the day I wandered. I took a right turning yesterday. I took a right turning yesterday. Yeah. I took the road that brought me to your hometown. I took the bus, the streets that I could walk down. I walked the streets to find the one I looked for, to climb the stair that led me to your front door. I know that I don't want for anything. But I'm just a thing sitting on top of the world. I'll do my best to do the best I can. I'll do my best to do the best I can. Yeah. To keep my feet from jumping from the ground here. To keep my heart from jumping through my mouth here. To keep the past passing off the present. To try to learn when you teach me a lesson. And now I don't want for anything. Sitting on top of the world. I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. Yeah. I'm on my way to what I want from this world. And years from now, I'll make it to the next world. And everything that you receive of your love is what you gave to me the day I wandered. I'm on my way to what I want from this world. And years from now, you'll make it to the next world. And everything that you receive of your love is what you gave to me the day I wandered. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm on
good energy in the room today. Whoops. Okay. Okay. If you are new with us today, welcome. You've arrived in a place of growth, discovery, and possibility. Whether you're seeking clarity, inspiration, or simply a sense of connection, you belong here. We're truly glad you're with us today. And to our beloved members, to all of you, and some Zoomers, there's some Zoomers this morning, your presence is a gift. You are willing to explore bold ideas, live deeply, and allow change to move through you. Your thoughts, your consciousness, your intentions, they shape this community. Thank you for being here. And now we will read together our vision. We'll start with our vision and then our purpose and mission. And we'll read together. It is up there. I know you're good, Yvonne. Thank you. We aspire to create a community that embraces the interconnectedness of all beings, inspiring a journey of profound spiritual living. Our purpose: to be a guiding light of transformation, embracing the universal vibration of love and wisdom. Our mission: we provide a sanctuary for all seekers, offering spiritual tools and practices that empower individuals to awaken to their true potential. And now we have our weekly sharing, which is a time that a member shares with us something that they have read that inspires them. And this is a 2-minute reading. And don't forget to sign up at the back. And this morning we have our lovely Barb Holmes.
So the Spirit has a sense of humor this morning. You know, we're watching the Canada hockey game, and well, Spirit says, as I opened the book to a random page, unknown what I was going to get in my hand, and it says, "No complaining." Yeah. Well, that phrase, "no complaining," has been on my mind a long time, for weeks now, because I've been sitting next to my son. And you know, with Science of Mind, you're always putting out positivity, and you're always trying to, you know, help people that are negative to realize that positive attracts positive, and negativity just brings you down more, right? Anyway, I'll do a quick little read here. It says, "We often mislead ourselves that we'll feel better about something. This real positivity comes from Science of Mind, our wonderful books, Colors of Leadership, Guide for Spiritual Living, Science of Mind, and it's dated February 2020. That's right when we were in COVID. Okay, well, that's all, put the past behind us, right? Anyway, he says, whether a perceived slight, a bad friend, slow service, if we start venting or complaining about it, this is a false comfort. We always say venting helps, but venting, I don't know, I think it just puts more negativity out there. Giving voice to a complaint is often a spiral. We not only fail to feel better, but one complaint generally gives rise to others in a repeat cycle. The complaint cycle can occur in conversation, but it often occurs and in more pernicious and drawn-out manner through one's inner talking. Try to observe your inner talking for just 5 minutes. It frequently consists of complaints, internal eye rolls, and a listing of anxieties. Attempt to catch yourself complaining within and stop it. You won't always be able to stop it, but you can catch it early enough, and you can sometimes stop it. Well, I think, you know, change your thinking, change your life. If you're thinking a negative thought, you can turn that around. In such cases, you will interrupt the pattern of negative self-suggestion, and over time, such internal stops will alter your outward behavior. You will eventually grow less attached to complaining as a means of conversation. As with gossip, a startling amount of our conversations consist of an exchange of complaints about the weather, traffic, the length of lines, about who said what to whom, and so on. I know people who sit down in a restaurant, places that many in the world never even get to enter, and almost immediately begin to complain about the placement of the table, the intensity of the air conditioning and the service. Okay, the book says I've done it myself, because the writer said he did that. I try to be super grateful that I'm anywhere, you know? Anyway, this kind of habit subtly shapes and degrades our view of the world, ourselves, and our satisfaction within it. If you are not careful, such a habit can engulf and characterize your entire life. Today, I make an effort, however, fitfully, not to complain in front of my children, or anybody else. However, sometimes I fall short. You can practice complaint stoppage at any time of day, even when you're alone. Just try 3 hours to desist from internal and external complaining. See how you feel and watch for what happens. I know you'll just feel better if you, like Kandasi said in meditation, just put a smile on, right? It's uplifting. Complaints just go away. Anyway, that's my 2 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Barb. That was a really good reminder, because I think I've already had a few complaints today. And so, yikes. So, no more complaining from me at all, even about hockey. None. None whatsoever.
They got silver.
Okay, sorry, let me just,
Better than bronze.
let me get focused here, please. So our CSL Winnipeg 2026 theme embraces the global theme, open at the top, inviting us to live with curiosity, courage, and spiritual receptivity. Rooted in science of mind, we open to new possibilities, deeper connection, and inspired action. Together, we cultivate a community where love leads, truth unfolds, healing happens, and each person is empowered to express their highest self in service to our city and our world. And now it is time for our speaker this morning, and I have the wonderful honor of welcoming Maxine Corrington, and she is here to talk to us. And unfortunately, I don't know the topic that she's talking, but she's here. So please join me in a warm welcome. Oh, it's up there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I hope you can hear me at the back. I'm here to talk about the AA programs and how they're parallel with Science of Mind. Now, most of you know somebody who has an addiction, whether it's addiction to the Olympic Games or addiction to food, addiction to anything. But alcohol and drugs, well, that's another can of worms, and it's such an endemic problem throughout the world that I suppose God or the Spirit used a number of people throughout the centuries to bring forth a healing modality that these people who are suffering with compulsions and addictions can have some relief. And I'll just begin with some history. Back a couple of hundred years ago, 1817, we're talking about, actually 1802, Phineas Quimby was the originator of New Thought. And if you take any practitioner courses, he's one of the I guess you could say, ancestors of New Thought. In 1803, Ralph Waldo Emerson, the Unitarian, came up with his, I guess you could say, empowerment through self-reliance. 1821, Mary Eddy Baker was the originator of Christian Science, which is healing using thoughts. And she Christianized the idea. Further along we have Thomas Troward, also another ancestor of the New Thought. He was a judge in India. And if you read any of his books, they're very law and logical. So Ernest Holmes actually used a lot of Thomas Troward's thoughts to synthesize his science of mind theory, which is actually a whole synthesis of many thoughts, including Eastern and Western religions. Emma Curtis Hopkins was a student of Mary Baker. She was a mystical theologian, and she greatly influenced Ernest Holmes. Her topic was about good. We're born good, not evil. And we all know that churches say we're born in sin and we're no good and you need to shape up or go to hell. It shouldn't be funny, but this was a counterbalance to that, and it was using logic and personal experience, not just rotely parroting prayers that meant absolutely nothing. Else you'd be burning in hell. I'll mention more about that burning in hot oil later, which is something that Bill W. said. In 1878, Frank Buckman was born in Pennsylvania. He founded the first century Christian group later known as the Oxford Group. Now, he was the originator of AA. He was a contemporary of Ernest Holmes, and he's a remarkable person in that he actually started this whole ball rolling. His idea was to have contemporary Christianity in a practical way, the way the apostles were. He met in homes. There wasn't just a minister talking and being the leader, but each person was their own leader. They were in a democratic situation. They'd meet in homes. They would share. Some people would even sponsor people to live with them, and it was a real community. So Dr. Bob, he was one of the founders of AA. He was a member. And Bill Wilson, he also was a founder of AA, and he was a member of the Oxford Group. And back in 1887, Ernest Shurtleff Holmes was born in New England. Most of these thinkers were born in the New England part of the U.S. That's the northeastern side. And I know everybody would find this history a little boring, but Ernest Holmes moved to Boston in 1902, and Boston was the hub of this Unitarian movement, which was very intellectual. They were spiritual, but they weren't so dogmatic. And Christian Science was also there. And so Holmes, after he moved there, he absorbed all these New Thought teachings. And he was an avid reader. But in 1912, he moved to California. And there was even more open-mindedness, some more crazy, wacky ideas over there. Like, for instance, in 1920, Paramahansa Yogananda came to the United States, and he brought yoga and the Hindu and the Vedic scriptures. Carry on. 1921, Buckman begins the group, which involved self-inquiry, admitting wrongs, making amends, and using both prayer and meditation, and carrying the message to others. As I said, it was a very participating group, and they were affiliated with Oxford University in England in 1928, where students would go meet in small groups to share their experience, hope, and like a real deep sharing of problems, what their part of the problem might be, and they all work together. And later this group would be called the Moral Rearmament. It started in 1939. That was when everybody was starting to gain all their weapons for the Second World War. And he said that instead of weaponizing yourself, arm yourself with moral courage and change from within. So this is a counterbalance to all this war, First World War, Second World War. This new thought was actually coming from the opposite direction. You can't have all that negativity without some positivity. And people need a balance. So this is what was coming up. And the churches were good, but they were actually like punishing, and they weren't allowing a lot of personal empowerment, except with the higher power. The group is still going, and it's called Initiatives for Change. Buckman believed that fear and selfishness were the cause of many problems, and the solution was spiritual. They emphasize honesty, purity, unselfishness, and love. And it's very hard to be honest. It takes a great deal of courage. And these people were just like, instead of boiling in hell, they were boiling in their ego, being destroyed by failures and having to admit to their failures and having other people hear their failures. And as they went into this housekeeping of their internal self, they became less selfish and more a community. And there was a person by the name of Rickman Hazard, and that last name was kind of unusual, but he came from a line of rich people from New England. It's in the 1600s, and he was Rick Hazard number 3, but he was a chronic alcoholic, and he was successful through all this money, but he couldn't get rid of the alcoholism. And to tell how prominent he was, he became the senator of Rhode Island, actually. But his family sent him to Switzerland for a whole year to be with Carl Jung. Carl Jung worked with him, and he achieved some sobriety. And Jung was the second prominent psychiatrist after Freud. They could afford the whole year of treatment, but even Carl Jung, with all his shadow work and spirituality, he said that the only thing that this Hazard could do was to go back to the States and go to the Oxford group, because nothing could help him but a spiritual experience. He kept drinking and nothing could help him. So he tried this Oxford group, and he actually did become sober. Then he told his friend Ebby, and Ebby became sober. And then Ebby went to see this Bill Wilson that was in the hospital, suffering from alcoholism. He told him about these principles of confession and, inner work. And Bill, who was in the hospital under Dr. Silkworth, who said that alcoholism wasn't a moral sin or anything, it was actually a medical problem and an allergy. He decided to use the method, and December 11th, 1934, he was so remorseful, he said, "If there is a God, let him show himself." The room blazed with an indescribably white light. He was overcome with ecstasy. And, quote, "In my mind, I stood upon a mountain where a great wind blew, a wind not of air but of spirit. It blew clean through me. Then came the blazing thought, 'You're a free man.'" So this is the will of God of preachers, he thought. And after that day, Bill W. never took a drink. So this spiritual experience is something that magically enabled people to stop drinking. And Carl Jung was instrumental in that Oxford group recommending people. So in 1935, AA was founded. And in 1938, Ernest Holmes revised his Science of Mind book. In 1939, a year later, Bill W. wrote his Alcoholics Anonymous book. This was just before Second World War. And the language that they used was more like the language we use in the Center for Spiritual Living. It was more like universal, although Ernest Holmes did include Christ and Jesus in his talks. But he had certain principles, and the principles were above personalities. Drinking played a large part of the turmoil of war, like coping with all the war and the deaths. Between the First and Second World War, there was a lot of seances where people wanting to contact their dead, and this was part of the New Thought movement too. In 1955, Bill turns the leadership of AA to a board of directors. 1960, Ernest Holmes died. 1961, Frank Buckman, the creator of the Oxford group, died in Switzerland. And Bill W., the founder of AA, was named in Time magazine one of the top 800 heroes and icons of the century. In fact, he was one of the top 20 of that list because he brought a new thought about recovery from alcoholism through his spiritual experience, with all these characters playing their part. So this all interconnected. And it can work for any addiction. Like there's Emotions Anonymous, Overeaters Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Sexual Anonymous, or Sexual Addiction Anonymous. You name it. We even had a 12-step program here But it was just how to improve your life and get more meaning in your life. And for Bill W., he just wanted to be a regular guy, but he ended up being one of the 20 most influential people, primarily because he boiled his ego in the hot oil of hellfire and surrendered to the God of his understanding. Now, bringing it up to the current century, Bradley Cooper, an actor, he sobered up in 2004. And following in this tradition, he helped Brad Pitt to sober up in 2016. Yay! Now, the parallels between Science of Mind and the AA groups are higher power. And the higher power, as we understand it, is not a dogmatic. It's a great reality within, according to Ernest Holmes, and according to the big book, Bill Wilson, used almost identical language, the great reality deep within us. They both stress personal responsibility and accountability through personal transformation. And as you change your thinking, there's a whole cascade of feelings, and then action, behavior becomes a habit, and then a habit becomes a lifestyle. And as you change your thinking, it changes your perception of what's out there. You filter out goodness instead of what you don't want. You think about what's out there that you like. It goes in your brain, and then neurotransmitters are released of and oxytocin, which is bonding agent, and also internal endorphins, which are like a high where you just feel so good. So this is scientific, it's not just woo-hoo. Because if you change your thinking, you do change your feelings, change your body chemistry, change how people relate to you, how you relate to others, and you achieve more success over time. And then service becomes an outgrowth of healing, because once you're healed, and you want to share it with others. This focus on inner transformation is a healing of consciousness. And although there is science behind it, as our theme is unlimited at the top, there's nothing impossible with higher power. And once you connect with the higher power, like, you know, that picture of Leonardo da Vinci, and it's like plugging in, and you get that power. So your ego becomes kind of like a dead, or burned away, and you could receive that empowerment. So the paradox is, as you surrender, you get more power, and the power is from God. And so Ernest Holmes said that power was good. And as he developed his spiritual mind treatment, his technology, the first one is recognition. Recognition is God is. And the unification is I am. Like on that wall, we have an I am poster. So when you connect with God is and I am, get the realization it is. And the it is a declaration or an affirmation of goodness. And you just travel lighter, you don't have all those burdens. It just seems to happen, because the faith just kind of carries you through, like the wind of Bill Wilson. The wind just came upon him. And I said in my other talk that spiritual mind treatment is actually a light. if you could see it in physical, with this physical eye. And the fourth step is thanking and gratitude. Now, some of you may know the teaching of Neville Goddard. He states that it's already done, because the thanking is that you know that it's already done. And then you release control, that's the fifth step. So you let go and let God. You let go of obstacles, past regrets, condemnation, personal will, selfishness, ego, and ignorance. And a lot of these addictions are caused by, like when you're a child or whatever, you received a rejection and you became shamed, and then you thought you were no good and worthless. And the drinking just provided you with a feeling good. So the release is like releasing all of this resistance, negativity. And I have a little grid of, it's not actually not a little one, it's quite extensive, of the parallels of AA and Science of Mind. So I'll quickly go through them, not bore you anymore. Try to make it exciting. Step one would be honesty. And Ernest Holmes said, "The finite cannot solve its problems alone. We are not alone in this." When we cease struggling and surrender to the greater intelligence, we find peace. And the recognition of false control and the need for a higher law is step one. We admitted we're powerless over alcohol or whatever you want to insert in there. That our lives had become unmanageable. And in our case, it could be like lonely, sad, depressed, lacking motivation, or just basically unfulfillment. Number two is hope. And the step is came to believe a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And my interpretation of that sanity is good thinking, because insanity is stinking thinking. And that's what they use in AA. They call it stinking thinking. So Ernest Holmes said, God, there's a power for good and in the universe greater than you and me, and you can use it. God is not a person, but a presence and a power. So God isn't like although Jesus was God in human form, God is more of a presence and a power. Step three is faith and surrender. Self-surrender is the key to spiritual power. We must let the divine flow through us. Alignment with divine mind and spiritual surrender. So step three is made a decision to turn our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. Because each person has a different outlook, AA says your God of your understanding could be anything, could even be a tree. Like if you believe in naturalism, could be Jesus Christ, could be whatever you identify with. If you're a different religion, could be Buddha, could be Krishna. That's why AA is available to all people throughout the world, because it's not restrictive in who God is. We believe God is everything and nothing. And out of nothing comes everything. So 4 is courage. We examine our thoughts and eliminate those that deny the truth. There was this self-examination of thought patterns. We made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Ernest Holmes called it mental housekeeping, and our life mirrors our thinking. Number 5, healing begins with recognition. The truth sets us free when we face it. So the honest recognition dissolves inner conflict. So everybody has this inner conflict, but if we're honest with ourselves, Step 4 says, admit it to God, to ourselves, and to another human being, the exact nature of our wrongs. And by this sharing or confession, it kind of just is out there and then it's gone. Step 6 is patience and readiness. So it's a willingness for inner transformation. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. Ernest Holmes says, we must be willing to let go of the old in order that the new may enter. And growth is a giving up of that which is less for that which is more. Do you want a penny or a $1,000 bill? You want? And number 7 is humility. We do not coerce the Spirit, we cooperate with it. Our part is willingness, and the law does the work. So there's a law behind all this, and it's working behind the scenes. Humility is the ability to see ourselves as we are and to know God as all, and we abide in this. Receptivity to divine action through consciousness. So the step 6 or 7, humbly ask Him to remove our shortcomings. Step 8 is accountability and willingness to be responsible. We cannot injure another without injuring ourselves. What we send out returns to us. That's the law of cause and effect, sowing and reaping. So, step 8 is made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. So that's a form of restitution, restoring harmony and balance. So this progresses to number 9, brotherly love and repair. So love and forgiveness neutralize past mistakes. We're always given another chance to begin again. Right action restores the balance in consciousness. And the step that Bill wrote is make direct amends to such people whenever possible, except to do so would injure them or others. So there's a wisdom and discernment of when to go up to somebody and make these amends. But when you progress up to step 9, and there's only 12 steps, so I'm almost finished. Let's hurry through this. But each person goes through this at their own pace, and it's just a blueprint. It's only a template of suggestions and guidance. So step 10, integrity and vigilance. So daily self-examination leads to self-mastery. So you can become a master of yourself through daily watchfulness over thoughts. So you have a negative thought about that table there, or the air conditioner, or are you happy to be at the table and actually eating something? So the daily watchfulness over thought is the beginning of our wisdom and the mirror effect. So ongoing mental, spiritual awareness, and the step is continue to take personal inventory, and when we're wrong, promptly admitted it. So there's only 2 more steps. And I just find this personally interesting. When I'm wrong, do I promptly admit it? Oftentimes I'm too scared to, but I'll try. I'm confessing that that's one of my problems. I don't promptly admit when I'm wrong. So 11 is self-discipline and awareness. Meditation is the art of listening to God, and prayer is the asking or contemplation of God. Spiritual mind treatment is a form of meditation and listening. So sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understand Him, praying only for knowledge of His will and the power to carry it out. And step 12 is service. So even though I bored you to death with all this history and nonsense, please forgive me. I probably admit my error. And instead, I change it, I reframe it. We rise by lifting others. So hopefully you're lifted by this. And the enlightened soul naturally becomes a light to others. Demonstrate service to be a natural expression once we're healed. So finally, the last quote is from AA and is parallel with Science of Mind. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry the message to alcoholics and others and practice these principles in all of our affairs. Thank you.
Maxine, I think your phone is here.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Maxine. That was actually very interesting, the history and the parallels.
Yeah, I need you to help me on my phone.
Thanks very much. And I didn't know a lot of that, so that was good. But interesting, the parallels. I think we all know people who have been involved in AA and have been helped. And I think we all know people who are involved in Science of Mind and have been helped. So there's parallels right there. Okay, so now we move on. It's that joyful time, the time of intentional giving. As we open our hearts and minds, we are saying yes to the divine flow of prosperity that supports our shared vision, mission, and purpose. This is where generosity meets high intention. Every gift is a spark in the fire of abundance, fueling this community, uplifting lives, and expanding love in action. For those on Zoom, I think we've lost them, this is your moment to practice the law of circulation. Give generously and joyfully. And now, whether your gift is digital or physical, take a quiet moment to bless your donation. Infuse it with joy, gratitude, and sacred purpose. Prosperity is play, and spirit always multiplies when we give with love. And now I ask you to stand if you are able or feel comfortable doing so, and read along with all of us the prosperity affirmation. I give freely, knowing that what I offer today returns to me in countless ways. I'm aligned with the natural flow of abundance, where giving and receiving are one. I'm healthy in mind, body, and spirit. I am wealthy in resources, opportunities, and connection. I am loved. We rise higher through generosity and grow deeper through shared purpose. With gratitude, I open myself to the endless possibilities around me, remembering joyfully what I put into the world, what reflects what I welcome into my life, And so it is.
There's a dark and a troubled side of life. Well, there's a bright and a sunny side too. Though we meet with the darkness and strife, sunny side will also make you. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It'll help us every day. It'll brighten all the way. It will keep on the sunny side of life. The storm and its fury broke today, crushing hope that we cherish so dear. Clouds and storms will in time pass away. The sun again will shine bright and clear. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It'll help us every day. It'll brighten all the way. It will keep on the sunny side of life. Let us greet with the thought of hope each day. Though the moment be cloudy or fair, let us trust in ourselves always, and bless everyone in our care. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It'll help us every day. It'll brighten all the way. It will keep on the sunny side of life. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It'll help us every day. It'll brighten all the way. It will keep on the sunny side of life. It will keep on the sunny side of life. It will keep on the sunny side of life. Thank you.
I like that high note. Okay, now it is announcements. Okay, so I have a few. Next week, potluck. Woohoo! Always a good time. Just to remind you that membership forms are at the back, and that our AGM is coming up on March the 22nd. If you want to vote at the AGM, you must be a current member. Memberships have to be done before the week before. I don't know what the math is. Something like 7 from 22. Who can do that quickly in their head? That's what that Sunday is. The 15th or something. The 15th. The 15th. 14th. Thank you. So memberships have to be in by the 14th. Also, if you are wanting to join the board, we would also need to know by the 14th of March as well. And I just want to say, I've been on the board for a year, and I just want to say it really is an honor and a privilege to be a board member. As a board member, you are a steward for CSL Winnipeg. So it's not just your agenda, your ego. Our role is about the whole center. So decisions are made taking the whole center in mind. And it really is an interesting experience. So if you've done before and you need to come back, yay. And if you're new and want to give it a go, yay, that works too. So just let someone on the board know before the 15th, because there's a process for that. And that's it for announcements. So now we will do the...
What
because that was my top one, and I kind of went to the others because I left that for the most important announcement. Thank you. So Reverend Karen Willem is going to be here next week. She's very graciously volunteered to come to our center and have a service with us and do the talk. So that is actually really quite exciting. So she's an ordained minister. So invite people, past members, new potential members. It'd be great, and I know we will have a warm welcoming for her. And now I think that's it. Unless there's anything else. Sorry?
Karaoke.
Was last Friday?
Yeah, it's the first and third Friday of every month.
Okay, well, I'm sure it'll be announced next week. I do not sing.
We had fun.
So it's not in my calendar. So it is coming up in 2 weeks, correct? Hey, can I do the closing treatment? Anything else? I know that divine spirit is all there is. The presence is in all, over, under, around, and through all creation. Its perfect expression is right now, right here, today, and it is true for all of us. I know and totally accept all who are present today as spiritual beings. I know the beauty of the day will touch all. I am grateful for this morning's service and message of hope, love for the wonderful music, and all who are here today. I am grateful for the flowing love and the ever-expanding highest good for all. I release these words to the universe, knowing it is already done, and so it is.
So it is.
And I just have one more thing. I saw this and I want to try it here. I saw it at another center. So I want you have to stand for this. I'm sorry, you do have to stand. All of us have to stand. We're going to share some love. So what you're going to do is you're going to rub your hands together. You're going to get some nice energy. And then I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and we're going to share that love. I'm just going to demonstrate, do like that. So we're going to share that love to whomever, to all of us here, to the world, to anyone special. That's what you're going to do. Okay, get your hands rubbing. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Share yourself with everyone, you're one of a kind. Share yourself with everyone, come on, let it shine. Share yourself with everyone, come on, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Woo! I won't let no negativity in, I'm gonna let it shine. I won't let no negativity in, I'm gonna let it shine. I won't let no negativity in, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Woo! Share your life with gratitude, you're gonna let it shine. Share your life with gratitude, we're gonna let it shine. Let it shine with gratitude, we're gonna let it shine. let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Thank you.